In this video, I'm going to be critiquing your books that you guys submitted to me and tell you exactly how you can get more sales. Now, I'm going to be honest. I may not be nice in this video, and I'm sorry if I'm not. But the thing is, I'd rather be honest, direct to you, and tell you exactly what you got to do to make more sales, so that it actually helps you and so you can make more sales, rather than sugarcoating things, saying things that it's nice to hear, but it's not going to help you, right? So hope you understand. So let's start with the first one. So this is a German brand. So basically she wants me to review all the books that she has. So, the cover looks okay. It can be better. Honestly, I think you can hire someone. I don't like this square thing. It can blend in way, way better. And you can work on color contrast like this one. Like you can barely read the title, right? So you want to work on the color contrast on your cover, but it's like, okay, it's like 4 stars and you can improve. The German market is less competitive. So, it's not as bad, but obviously the better you can do it is good. But obviously, so here's the thing. You have a lot of books. None of it is selling because you only got a couple reviews for each one. So here's the thing, right? And this is basically a common problem for every single person out there. But you have no reviews. You need to get at least 20 to 50 reviews per book before you make the next one, okay? To know that, is it the book that's bad or is it the topic, right? So like, let's say this book, some kind of China book, right? Maybe it's a travel guide for China. I don't know. But, you might have published this and it's not selling. So you're like, oh, this Chinese travel guide in German is not profitable. So let me go and make this next one, right? So you disregarded this book thinking it's the topic that's not profitable, but maybe it's just the fact that you only got 2 reviews. Maybe it's the book. And maybe if you just have more reviews and you do proper marketing, it could start selling. So until you get 20 to 50 reviews, you don't know if it's the book that's the issue or if it's the market, right? Like the topic. So that is why I say you got to get reviews. So if you want to learn how to get reviews the easiest way, I will leave a link to this video that I filmed on how to do so, okay? And you want to get to, once again, like let's just say 30 reviews, right? And then from there you can improve on the other things like cover and the title and stuff. Title I cannot read because I don't know German, but you get my point. All right, the next one is God's Grand Quest, a story about creation, the universe, and science to teach kids about nature and caring for our planet, by Priscilla Ogboder. Okay, so it has 16 ratings. The cover is pretty nice. I like it for a children's book. The back cover looks nice as well. You're not making any sales, but it's only 18 days since you published. Now the A+ content looks awesome. Like the interior actually looks really, really nice. The first thing is you don't have any keyword in the title, right? You don't have any, it's a Christian storybook. I'm assuming it's a mix of Christianity and science, right? But you don't have that. So like a Christian storybook about science would probably be the closest keyword, that if you have it in the title, it would have been way better for people to find it. Like it's so much easier for people to find it because when customers type that in on Amazon, your book has a way higher chance of showing up. But since you don't have that, it's gonna be harder. So you will have to market the book better. You will have to run ads. I would recommend you run Amazon ads towards those related keywords like Christian story books for kids, stories for kids, like Christian stories for kids, those kind of keywords. Run ads to it. And then I would also recommend perhaps you get into TikTok if you don't want to do too much ads. That is a free way of marketing it. I think it'll work for this one because TikTok is more visual, right? So like when you flip through the pages and show these interior, I think a lot of people will be interested because it actually looks nice. So you have great design skills and I think you got potential on, being successful in publishing. You just gotta understand the marketing side. And once again, SEO optimizing your title. So remember the keyword thing next time, getting more reviews. So 16 is a great start, but get more reviews, right? And then from there, figure out your marketing, whether you want to do paid ads, whether you want to do social media marketing. Either way, you got to go and spread the word. So make sure you do that. But the bottom line, you make great books. I think if you learn the other part of the business, you will do well. Our next one is Sugar Skull Mandala Coloring Book for Adults by Mariana Ramona. So 50 unique designs, which is good, right? 50. So 40 is the average interior pages for coloring books. You got 50, so it's more than, like value wise, it's more than the average. But this is one of those AI coloring book, I'm assuming. Is it? Actually, it doesn't look like AI. So the cover looks okay, it's clean, nice. And the title has the keyword, Sugar Skull Mandala Coloring Book for Adults, right? However, you don't have to do stress relief, fun, and creative drawing. Like it's a little too long, so put that in the subtitle or clean it up. a little bit. You also have 2 title parts, which is weird, so you don't have to do that. Basically, your keyword stuffing, you don't have to do that, right? So have your main keyword in the title, and then after that, you just kind of, have a clean subtitle that talks about what the book is about, okay? But it's the same issue, guys. Like, you have a book in a keyword that everybody's going into. Like if I look up Sugar Skull Mandala coloring book, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like 10,000, 50,000 results, right? So you're competing with all these other books with a book that has 0 reviews. It's as simple as that. You don't have enough reviews, okay? So once you get to 20, 30 reviews and it's not selling after you market it, then you can talk to me saying, hey, like, I followed your instructions, what's going on? But I can almost guarantee that you're gonna make sales, okay? So first step is creating good books. Like your book is pretty good, right? Looking at the interior, looks nice. People who are looking for this topic I think will be okay with it. So now you just gotta share it to people. So that's what I recommend. Our next one is travel activity book for kids aged 4 to 8 with autism. All right, so this is, interesting because it has a little twist, right, to a normal topic of activity book for kids. This is for autism, basically, or autistic kids, okay? So it made some sales, but it's not selling much. And so what I would recommend here is probably better phrase title. Like I'm sure there are topics or people out there looking for books for their autistic kids, but you've niched down so much because not only are you doing activity books, right? You're doing activity books for kids, and then it's activity books for kids age 4 to 8, but now you're doing travel activity book for kids aged 4 to 8 with autism. So you basically niche down 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? And that's a bit too much. I think the market size is so small. Did you confirm, like, did you actually look up this topic on Amazon and did you find any other books selling on this exact topic? Because if you didn't, then like how do we know that people are looking for this topic, right? So that's the biggest thing. But I do believe that there is a market for activity books for autistic kids, okay? Like I think if you phrase it that way, activity books for autistic kids, right? I think people are out there buying books on it, and I think you can do well. So for this one in particular, it's like same thing, get more reviews because you only have 1 review, and that's it. Maybe you can improve the book cover, but it's like an okay book cover. It's not great, but the biggest thing I think is positioning here. So improve that on the next one. Our next book is Trace Letters, Lily's Magical Alphabet Quest Workbook for Kids. Grab your magic pen and save the magic world. Alphabet Quest for kids age 3 to 5. All right, so this part, Lily's Magical Alphabet Quest and grab your magic pen and save the magic world, is unnecessary in your title. A better title would have been Letter Tracing Workbook for Kids, because that's what people actually search in the search bar when they're looking for something, right? So you want to title your book the same way so it's more discoverable. And then so the title once again is Letter Tracing Workbook for Kids. The subtitle could have been Lily's Magical Alphabet Quest, right? Or learn, like writing fast or something like that in a fun way. Okay, you want to talk about the benefits. Okay, the description is bolded in a weird way, like, you need more spacing, it's bold, and it looks cheap and unprofessional, so just fix up the formatting. The book cover is kind of cool, right? So you basically, here's the thing, I like your idea that you have a magical twist to a popular topic. So you have basically a letter tracing workbook for kids, but you're making it fun. It's not just a normal letter tracing workbook. You have the magical quest element to it, but it's just the execution, right? You could have done better with how you title this, and then also the book cover. The letter tracing part is hard to see. You want to make it more clear. It's blending in the background. You could have made it pop a little more. You use the AI image here. I don't think it's an issue. It's pretty obvious that it's AI, but I think it looks nice and it's pretty close to being a good cover, but it's just not there yet because of these small things. Okay, so I like the idea. It's just the execution and also marketing. You have 0 reviews, same thing. Like, you can have a great book, you can fix these things up. If you're gonna keep it at 0 reviews, it's probably not gonna sell still. So obviously you gotta fix that too. By the way, if you want to pay somebody else to just have a book cover done instead of making it yourself, this gig is good. I used her, I recommend it, and so it's really cheap as well. $15 for a cover, which is amazing, and her designs are really good. So I'll leave a link to this below this video if you guys want to check it out. All right, next one is Fantasy Creatures Kawaii Coloring Book. So hopefully you guys aren't tired of me repeating myself, saying that you just don't have enough reviews, but that's just the case. Like, that's the reality. That's what I mean by when I say 99% of the people submitting books to me has no reviews, right? So like, imagine this, right? Imagine if you just get more reviews. Everyone else has so little reviews that if you just get to 10, 20, 30 reviews, you're gonna sell automatically. So you can have a competitive advantage there, but nobody else does that, right? So we got Fantasy Creatures Coloring Book. The image looks pretty nice, right? I don't know if it's original or if you just use the templates, but the cover is a little weak. The title could pop a lot more, like, you know, the text. And then also your unicorn is black. I don't know why. I think it could be a lot more kid friendly using that kind of colors instead of this dark color. But anyways, you know, it's keyword optimized Fantasy Creatures Coloring Book, Kawaii Coloring Book. So it's a keyword optimized title. The cover can improve, but the main thing is one review, right? That's pretty much the issue here. But there's not much else to it. Get more reviews. You know, once you get to 20 to 40 reviews, if you're not making sales, then you can think of something else. But at the moment, getting reviews is your priority. And the next book is also from the same person. So it is the exact same thing. You know, this is like the equivalent of people posting random YouTube videos and saying, why am I not getting views, right? You can't just make a random book like Divine Feelings Coloring Book and with like upload, forget about it, and say like, why am I not making sales? Of course, you have 0 reviews. That's it, you know? So I'm just gonna skip over these kind of books very quickly because I feel like you guys get the point. Don't give up on the book until you get 20 to 50 reviews. And by the way, if you think that's too hard, it's not, right? Check out the video in the description and you will see how easy that is to get those reviews. Our next one is Once Upon a Fantasy Realm Coloring Book for adults with humor and fantasy characters. When fairy tale meets satire, a coloring journey narrated by the book itself. So this seems like a very interesting book. It's not selling because I don't know how many people are actually looking for a satire themed coloring book, but it's a very unique concept. Like, I haven't seen any other book with this concept, right? So you got 50 unique illustrations, okay? The illustration actually looks pretty good as well, very detailed. You know, if you're into fantasy, you will like these kind of images. So I think you have potential here. Like, I think if you just honestly get reviews and market it, people would notice it. You know, because the book cover looks nice. It looks great, right? And the title is attractive enough. The book description is okay. I would say you should get A+ content to showcase the interior better. But from here, if you only just get reviews and then, you know, do marketing, right? So you can run Amazon ads to coloring book as well as like fantasy related keywords. You can definitely do that. Or if you don't have the money, then you can do TikTok where you can showcase your interior, right? And when you showcase your interior, like basically if you need ideas on how to make TikTok videos, just go to TikTok and search coloring book. There's a lot of coloring book brands that are making videos so you can get ideas and you can basically, you know, mimic it. But I think this book has potential of blowing up. You just gotta do the marketing and then you should be pretty solid. I would definitely increase the price from $4.99 to perhaps something like $7.99, $8.99, especially after you get more reviews. Our next one is Listing for Success, a CEO's Guide to Successful Stock Exchange Listing. So it's not selling much. And so here's the thing. You are a successful business person, right? Obviously you got a company, you went, you know, public on a stock exchange, which is really, really cool. So this book is not selling because I think the market is just too small. You know, like how many people are out there actually building businesses, right? And on top of that, how many actually want to go public? Like, you know, I've been in entrepreneurship for 10 years. I have a company of my own and I never thought about going public, right? As well. So I think just the market size is so small. So I don't think you can make a ton of sale from your books. But the thing is, you know, that shouldn't worry you because you can still use your book as a lead generation tool. You can use it as a business card, right? When you go and network with other people with different businesses, you can give them your book, right? And then instantly, just because you're an author, you're so much more credible now that you published a book. So you can still benefit from this book that way, but trying to make money directly from the book, I think it'll be tough because the market size is small, unless there are other books on this topic doing really well. So specifically for this book, I would recommend successful stock exchange listing. So yeah, I guess like there's some keyword here. You could have done like how to list your company on the stock exchange, which is like a boring SEO optimized title. You can spice it up, right? Like, listing your company on the stock exchange and making millions or billions or whatever. Like you can spice up a keyword optimized title. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. But the cover is kind of basic too. The cover, basically for this one, the title text has to take up a good chunk. There's a lot of empty spaces here. You can fill it up. The title text should be way bigger, way bolder. The subtitle, it doesn't matter. Like the subtitle can be small. And then for this one, it's just a generic stock image, right? I would recommend you change this to something else. And obviously 4 reviews isn't going to cut it. You are a CEO, you got connections, you can get way more than 4 reviews. Our next book is Curious Gracie Learns About Giraffes, Where Fairy Tales Unveil Facts, a bedtime story for curious young minds. Okay, so an SEO optimized title would have been Fairy Tale Bedtime Story or Bedtime Fairy Tales for Curious Kids or something like that. And you put that in the title so it's a lot more discoverable. And then in the subtitle, you can say Curious Gracie Learns About Giraffes, right? So you can still keep the title you want to put in. You can put that in the cover as well, but you also have the SEO optimized title as well, right? So a lot more people can find it. Anyways, the biggest thing I see is that your book cover does not portray the topic of it's about, Gracie, and it's a bedtime story about giraffes, right? I see Gracie here, but I don't see no element portraying bedtime story. So like she's dreaming or perhaps sleeping. And also the giraffe element, like it's in the background, but it could have been way better if you have some kind of, Gracie sleeping or in bed, and then there's a giraffes, whether like she's dreaming about giraffes or something, right? So I think that would have been better to showcase that it's more of a bedtime story because it doesn't look like it at the moment. And then the title optimization and then getting more reviews, although 18 is a good start. I think this book honestly has potential because I'm looking at the interior. I think it looks pretty nice, right? So, for the next book, you can fix it up. Perhaps you can update the title. But what you can do from here is pretty much just getting more reviews and marketing it. Because the listing optimization side, most of the things are good except the cover and the title. So bottom line, I see potential. I think you can do good. You just gotta tweak a few things. If you need recommendations on a children's book cover designer, then try this one. So this is for a book cover. It's just 25 bucks. If you want like a illustration and stuff, it'll be more. But just one recommendation. The link is below this video, but you can go and look up, children's book cover designer and go with the one you like as well. Next one is Anxiety and Stress Relief Hidden Message Word Search for Adults. All right, so good keyword optimized title, right? Uncovered 1,200 plus words, 60 uplifting hidden quotes in large print. So subtitle is very clear on what the book is about. So great title as well. And then you can see that, the cover is decent. The title text, Anxiety and Stress Relief, could be way bigger. Like you can spread it out wider instead of putting it in the middle like that and bold it up. Like, you have a pink background and a pink title text. That doesn't make sense, right? Like you want some color that contrasts with the background instead of blending in. So, that's something that you could improve next time. But overall, I think the design is good, right? It's good enough. You're getting good reviews for your interior as well. And so you can get more reviews. And it just shows, like every time someone does the keyword optimization properly, then they always have sales. So you're getting like some sales here and there, but you got to understand that this is a fairly competitive keyword, so you just gotta get more reviews and market it more. But I think the potential is there. I think honestly, if you just run ads to it, I don't know if you're doing it already, but you can bring this down to 50k BSR. It has a potential to do 50 to 100k BSR just from this, I think, if you market it better, even with the current amount of reviews. So not even getting more reviews, if you just run Amazon ads, I think you can get it down way more. So great job on it. All right, guys, those were the reviews. If you guys want me to absolutely roast your books in future videos, you know, if you're okay with that, then what you want to do is follow me on Instagram and then DM me your book. Make sure you DM me your Amazon link, okay? I will feature it in future videos like this, okay? So if you enjoyed it, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. All the tools and resources that I use for my publishing business is in the description below, so make sure you guys go and check it out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.